Here we have AP calculus BC problem. Okay, let's go to the question. The position of a particle moving in the xy plane is given by the parametric equations x of t equals to t cube negative 3t square and y of t equals to 12t negative 3t square. At which of the following points x comma y is the particle at rest? Okay, our aim is to get the point x comma y at which the particle is rest. Okay, let's find the velocities in the direction of the x-axis and the direction of the y-axis. Okay, now to get the velocity in the direction of x-axis, let's consider this parametric equation because here this parametric equation has been defined by x of t. Okay, let me take it x of t equals to t to the third power negative 3t square. Now to get the velocity, we have to find the derivative of this one, that is x prime of t. When I find derivative of this t cube with respect to t, I am getting 3t square. Okay, here 3 is a constant multiplied by the variable. When I find derivative, I have to keep the constant as it is. When I find derivative of this t square, I am getting 2t. Okay, now let's do some simplification. Then we get x prime of t equals to 3t square negative 3 times 2t is 60. Okay, here I got the velocity in the direction of x-axis. Now let me get the velocity in the direction of y-axis. So for that we have to consider the second parametric equation which has been defined by y of t. Okay, let me take it over here. Y of t equals to 12t negative 3t square. Now to get the velocity, the same thing, we have to find the derivative of this one with respect to t. Okay, here 12 is a constant. When I get derivative of this t with respect to t, it will become 1. And negative 3 is a constant. When I get derivative of this t square, it will become 2t. Then we have y prime of t equals to 12 and negative 3 times 2t is 16. Okay, if the particle is at rest, then the velocity has to be 0. That is, we have to equate each of these two velocities to 0. Okay, now let me equate the first velocity, that is x of t to 0. Then we have 3t square negative 60 equals to 0. And the greatest common divisor of this one and this one is 3t. So we can factor 3t out. When I do so, I am getting t negative 2 inside the parenthesis equals to 0. Here the product of two quantities equals to 0. Whenever the product of two quantities equals to 0, either the first one equals to 0 or the second one t negative 2 equals to 0. Okay, when I divide both sides of this one by 3, I am getting t equals to 0. Here, when I add t to both sides of this equation, I am getting t equals to 2. Okay, here I get two values for t, that is t equals to 0 and t equals to 2. So for these two values of t, the velocity is 0. That means the particle is at rest. Now we have to do the same thing for this one. Okay, let's equate the velocity in the direction of y-axis to 0. That is y prime of t equals to 0. Then we get 12 negative 60 equals to 0. Okay, now let me subtract 12 from both sides and we get 60 equals to negative 12. When I divide both sides by negative 6, I am getting t equals to 2. Here I am getting only one value for t, that is t equals to 2, for which the velocity in the direction of y-axis is 0. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to get the value of t for which both the velocities are 0. So that is clearly t equals to 2. So this is the value, I mean t equals to 2 we find in common in both the equations when the velocities are 0. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to plug in this value 2 for t in both the parametric equations over here. Okay, now let me plug in t equals to 2 into the first parametric equation. Then we get x of 2 equals to 2 to the third power negative 3 times 2 square. Then we get 2 cube is 8, negative 3 times 2 square is 4. Then we get 8 negative 12, that is equal to negative 4. When I plug in t equals to 2 into the first parametric equation, I am getting negative 4. That is the value of x is negative 4. Let's do the same thing with the second parametric equation, that is y of 2. Okay, we get 12 times 2, negative 3 times 2 square. We get 12 times 2 is 24, negative 3 times the value of 2 square is 4. We get 24, negative 12. So when I simplify this one, I am getting 12. So when I plug in t is equal to 2 into the second one, I am getting 12. That is the value of y. Okay, here I got the value of x negative 4 and the value of y 12. So the particle is at rest at this point, negative 4, 12. I find this point in answer choice A. The correct answer choice for this question is A.